Hello and welcome to day 4 of our sew along. Today we'll be working on the front neckline steps. So let's get started. I went ahead and pressed my side seams yesterday that we did. The linings are pressed towards the outside and the main fabric are pressed towards the inside. This way it removes excess bulk. Place your front and lining pieces wrong sides together, so exactly as they will look when you wear the bra, matching the side seams. And I'm gonna go ahead and baste, pin in place and baste along the neckline. That's where we'll be adding the fold. It's easier if you baste. It takes 2 extra seconds when you really don't want to go do these steps, and try to make sure you catch all the layers, because if you don't, it will look really bad. And you have to unpick it, do it again. It's really worth doing the extra steps to baste the neckline. So this is where we're gonna do a basting stitch. Along the neckline here. So I'll do that with a regular straight stitch, because then I don't care if the stitches pop. I plan on removing them anyways. So I'll actually do it with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. This way I can see it and it's gonna be easier to remove it after I add my fold. We have the layer basted. Take your front neckline strap and add the markings that you have on the pattern. One is for the center where the fold is, because I used black fold. I'm using a tailor chalk, and then I marked on the sides, so I have my center marked, and then the notches from the pattern. I just mark them with a straight line with the tailor chalk on both sides. So now find the center of your front just by laying it, laying the lining together like so. So this will be my center. I'm gonna mark it with a clip. Alright, so that's my center. Take your fold it wrong sides together. In my case, around the right side is the shiny side. So I'm gonna match the center of my fold strap to the center of my front piece and put a clip. Then you're gonna match the notch line that you just made to the top of the pickup, and put a pin in place, a clip. Same on the other side. You're gonna look where you made the notch, put it in place. And put a clip, and then you're going to be stretching a little bit and put a couple of pins in between. Your basting stitch will be outside of the fold right now, and we'll remove that at the end. Because you're using faux, it's very easy to fold it in half lengthwise. So I'm not going to be putting pins throughout the loose parts, just where I'm stretching it at the neckline. All right, so this is the neckline with the fold. This is the neckline. This is where, if you want to put a couple of pins with it folded, you can, but you don't have to, because you can just fold it as you stitch. It's always easy to work with like that. All right, so now you can use your favorite stretch stitch, a zigzag stitch or a triple stretch stitch. I personally prefer to use my cover stitch for this step. So I'm gonna be using my cover stitch, which I have set up with woolly nylon, bulky nylon, personal preference in the looper, and regular thread in the 2 needles. I'm using, if you have an option with your cover stitch to use 3, if your cover stitch has 3 needles, I like to use for bras and underwear the left and right needle, so I make a wide cover stitch, but again, use whatever you can. All right, my darling, so now that we have sewn the front of the neckline at the front, easy peasy, right? This is what it looks like. Now we have to make sure we pin it and sew it on the back side. So what we have to do, pretend like this is the way you'll be wearing it. You need to make sure that your straps are crossed over and not overlap. So let's cross them over. They have the right side up. My back has the looper from the cover stitch. They have the right side up. So I'm gonna just cross them over. It doesn't matter where you do, because it's a temporary clip. You just clip them here, see? So to make sure that they're not twisted in any way. So this is flat, they're crossed over, okay? So this is the back. It's gonna be a little difficult to work like this, but I wanna make sure that you guys get this step very, very well, because this is what some would say the most difficult step, but it's not. You just need to pay attention, basically, that you're not twisting your straps. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just ignore my lining. So this is my lining. I'm just gonna take it away. We're gonna work with the main print, which is the colorful one. Ignore the switcheroo of fabric temporary, because there was a little hiccup with the initial video, so it's just temporary, the switcheroo, but it's the colorful one is the main one, and the lining is the same. So we're gonna just be working with the main fabric. Take your strap, the one that you crossed over, so from this side, let's say we're working from this side on, the strap that you crossed over, bring it here, making sure that the top stays up, the bottom, the wrong side, mine is the looper, so I can see that the looper is the wrong side. Keep the right side up and go to the back where the pickup is, here on the fold over part of the back. So the back has a fold over part, you see, right here. This one is the fold over. Okay, this is where we're gonna be attaching right sides together the strap. So I'm flipping it here, right sides together, right here at the top, at the pickup, and pin it in place. Just pin it for now. Don't do anything else. We're gonna triple, quadruple check this step before we sew it. Let's go ahead and work on the other side. Okay, so I'm taking the strap that's coming from this end. So now I'm working with the strap that it's coming from here, and it's crossed over, going all the way here. This is the right side of the strap. This is my main fabric with the right side up, and I'm gonna put them right sides together, but flipping and putting it right here at the pickup. And again, we're gonna pin it in place. Nothing else. I just pinned it in place. Let's see if it does focus. This is the wrong side of my strap. The right side of my strap goes against the right side of my fabric. Correct? Easy. Now what we have to do, and make sure you don't skip this step, double check that when everything is gonna be sewn into place, it's gonna be the correct way. So, before you sew it, pretend like you're wearing the bra, right? This is where your head will go. Obviously, I put my cross very low. My head would not really fit in this, but let's pretend this is where your head would go. Now flip it on the back and pretend this is how you're gonna be wearing it. My hands are my back. So make sure that this is gonna stay straight and the right way with the back. So see, this is how you're gonna be wearing it, right? And now I can see that my right side is still up. Perfect. So now I know that I can sew it up. Same thing on the other side. It's not twisted at all. It's just gonna be twisted here. These are not twisted at all. So now I know I'm okay to sew. All right. So now you can baste this in place, or you can just keep your pin. I'm gonna just keep my pins there, and I'm gonna bring the lining. See? It's like a butterfly. I'm gonna bring the lining together, right sides together. So I'm now basically, I have my strap sandwiched in between the lining and the main of the Fierce bra. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and sew with an 3/8 of an inch seam allowance along here, which will enclose my strap as well. So I can do that on my serger, I can do it on my sewing machine. If you do it on the sewing machine, make sure you use a triple stretch stitch and 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, let me move to a triple stretch. Oops, I made it too small instead of, I wanted it 3 and I made it 1.5. Let's try that again. Of an inch seam allowance. My strap is right here. So now if I flip it and turn my bra over, I can see, let me just pin this side seam together here. See, now I'm double checking and it flipped beautifully here. Here I'm gonna top stitch or under stitch, or you can just press it, whatever you want. But see, it didn't flip. So let's do that again for the other side. The other side. All right, now I'm gonna just flip it to make sure that nothing twisted. So as you can see, this is the inside, this is the outside, nothing twisted here, so perfect. And it's right at the pickup part. Beautiful. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So these are the straps wrong sides together, as the sides wrong sides together as the bra will be worn. So now I'm just flipping it right sides together and sewing the same part again, but this time on the other side. And this is the last step of today's progress. All right, so now we're going to be sewing just this part with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. That this was the hardest day of the sew along, if you want to call it that way. Although I do think this pattern is very beginner friendly. Alright, so now we are done. You can top stitch along the diagonal, and I think I will because it looks better. Or if you prefer to just understitch, you can understitch the seam allowance to the lining if you want, whatever you prefer. So you can understitch the seam allowance to the lining, or you can top stitch if you want. It's your choice. Make sure that when you're done with today's steps, you post a picture of your progress in the day 4 comments of the Sew Along album in the Sew Along group. And I'll see you back here tomorrow when we'll be adding the side straps, the side straps, well, shoulder straps for this. Also, don't forget to remove your basting stitch that we did before. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.